The renewed interest in Harris's tree started with a statement made by Janet Jackson during a recent interview. When asked about Kamala Harris, Jackson said, and I quote, "She's not black. That's what I heard. Her father's white. I was told that they discovered her father was white." Now, first off, it's obvious that Janet Jackson has never seen a photo of Donald Harris, Kamala Harris's father, because there's no way that anyone would call this man straight up white.
All right, Matt. I want to know what you mean by looking at this guy and not that straight up white. I want to know what straight up white means. Okay, tell me what straight up white. Does straight up white supposed to mean fully white? You know what I'm saying? That what straight up white supposed to mean? Because if I look, I can say he's not straight up black, right? So I guess we're talking about he's not fully white, right? But keep going, Matt.
Here's some more photos of him at various points in his life. I mean, you could perhaps claim that he looks mixed race or maybe part white, but I don't think anyone in their right mind would say that the person you're looking at on screen right now is a white man. So, rightly so, the media jumped all over Jackson's comments.
And
But for some reason,
nobody would look at him and say he's just a black man. What are you getting this stuff from, Matt?
Candace Owens decided to defend Jackson by doing a deep dive into Donald Harris's genealogy. So let's take a look. First off, like I say, it's quite obvious that Kamala's father is a black man. Maybe not 100% black, but definitely black enough that that's how he's going to be perceived as he goes through life.
Did you hear this stuff? He's black enough, man. Did you hear these words? I know he's a Democrat. He has to be. Did you hear his words? Boy.
Remember, race is just a social construct. What's actually more important is racialization, meaning how society perceives you and treats you based on how you look. So, for example, Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and Bob Marley all had white fathers, but all three of them were considered black, never white.
And that's fine. You know, they are considered black. That's fine. But you made the attempt, racialization. Guys, hold on. Let's pull up racialization real quick, okay? Let's see what racialization is. Okay, the term racialization was coined by sociologists Michael Omi and Howard Winnett in their 1986 book, Racial Formation in the United States. Interesting. Let's do some Google search, okay? Weekly, okay. Here we go. Racialization or ethnization is a sociological concept used to describe the intent and processes by which ethnic or racial identities are systematically constructed within a society. Constructs for racialization are centered on erroneous generalizations about racial aspects of distinct groups, leading to denial of equal societal engagement. It is a fallacy of groupism in a process of racial dominance that has lasting harmful or damaging outcomes for racialized groups. An associated term is self-racialization, which refers to the practice by dominant groups to justify and defend their dominant status or to deny its existence. Individually, self-racialization may not be consistent throughout one's lifetime. So, a good example of racialization, Christopher Columbus coming to America. He landed on the islands of Hispaniola, which is, I believe, Puerto Rico. Is that Puerto Rico, Haiti, something like that? Okay, but he landed there, and the story was like, he met a group of people. Hey, who are y'all? We are the Thanos. Or we are the Arawaks. Christopher Columbus replies, nah, man, you're Indians. No, we are Thanos. We are Arawaks. Nah, guys, you guys gotta be the Indians. You guys are Indians. Racialization, right? Come on, we gotta get rid of that. We gotta get away with that mindset in America. Stop racializing people. That's number one. All right, just go up, ask the people, ask somebody what are you? What are you? You know what I'm saying? And for the people who don't know, and get a DNA test. You're going to be mostly something. Get a DNA test, all right? So let's finish up with Matt.
Okay, let me introduce you to Donald Harris's parents. According to Donald himself, his father was Oscar Joseph Harris, and his mother was Beryl Christie Finnegan. However, in his article, Reflections of a Jamaican Father, Donald states that the two most influential women in his life were his two grandmothers, Christiana Brown and Iris. If Oscar and Viola did have a bunch of white passing children, then Donald Harris might have been the black half-brother that no one really talked about. Now, I'm not saying this for certain. Donald has decided to keep these details private, and I respect that. I'm just saying that there's more than one way to do the guesswork. Now, while Oscar Harris seems to have been only around 25% black, it would appear that Beryl Finnegan was around 75% black. This is because her father, Patrick Finnegan Jr., was mixed race, and her mother, Iris Finnegan, maiden name Allen, was fully black. There's a record from around 1900 of a priest from St. Anne's Parish saying that there was a mixed-race couple in the area, and that the husband's name was Patrick Finnegan Sr., originally from Ireland. He was almost certainly referring to this couple here, the parents of Patrick Finnegan Jr. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that if Oscar Harris was 1/4 black and Beryl Finnegan was 3/4 black, that would make Donald Harris, DNA-wise, 4/8 black. Or to put it more simply, half white, half black. So that puts him in the same category as Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and Bob Marley, as well as Drake, Lenny Kravitz, etc. So in other words, Donald Harris is black. And considering that he married an Indian woman, as in from India, that means that Kamala Harris is part black and part Indian, which is what she's always said. Sure, technically we could say that approximately 25% of her ancestry is European, 25% is sub-Saharan African, and 50% is South Asian. But when it comes down to it, that's not what matters. Like I said earlier, race doesn't really exist, but racialization definitely does. And the fact of the matter is that Kamala Harris has been racialized as either black or brown or both her entire life.
Okay,
never white.
When he used the examples of Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, we normally accept the half breeds. We normally accept those. There's no problem accepting the half breed. So the thing is, Kamala Harris is not half. She's not half black, half. You just showed it right here. You say 25% black. So she's not even half black, man. So you're racializing her and making her black, and I wonder why. Because I believe she has more white ancestry than black. Is you trying to protect something with this racialization? Because we just read online that they was using it to protect their own dominance. So are you trying to protect your own? I think you might be doing that, Matt. Okay, I think so. But we're gonna keep going on.